Hey guys, welcome to the Old School Labs Bodybuilding Newscast. I'm your host Ivan, and this is going to be the number one source for the latest news in bodybuilding and fitness. So, let's get right into it. Today is the start of the Arnold Classic. You know, it's gonna happen in a couple of hours basically. And we have some last minute updates of the competitors. So let's check this out. Alright, so first of all, we have Nathan Asha with his new physique update. He posted this maybe a few days ago, so it's not exactly a last minute update, but it's in the Magic Mirror over there in Kuwait. So what does that tell us? The Arnold Classic is about to happen. Shouldn't he already be in Ohio if he was competing? And there is another thing, he was also omitted from the official list at the Arnold Classic. So he's not on the list, he is in the Kuwait a couple of days ago. He looks amazing, he looks really big, really full, and the conditioning is coming in, but he doesn't look exactly super dry. He still holds a lot of water, and this kind of tells me that he's not gonna do the Arnold Classic Ohio. Again, I'm not sure, but it really seems like he's skipping it. He's probably gonna do the Arnold Classic Australia or South America, where he actually has pretty good chances to win, right? But at the Arnold Classic Ohio, if he shows up like this, probably not gonna do that good, but it is a possibility for him to crack the top 4. I really don't see anybody else cracking that top 3 instead of Dexter Jackson, William Bonac, and Big Ramy. These 3 guys have their top 3 spots reserved a long time ago. And it really seems that they are all bringing really good shapes, but we're gonna talk about them in a moment. Right now, let's focus again on Nathan Asha. He looks full, he looks huge, he added a lot of muscle lately, at least the fullness. I'm not sure exactly is it the real contractive tissue, because you guys know muscle is basically 70-80% water, so it's not so much about the tissue itself. You can hydrate yourself to look much bigger, and there is this muscle memory thing. You know, last year, 2019, wasn't exactly the best year for Nathan in terms of the size. He wasn't himself exactly. He didn't have that fullness of his. He was a little bit flat, right? But right now, he looks really full. There still is a slight film of water, but he's gonna cut that out, I'm sure, and I'm not sure that he's gonna do the Arnold Classic Ohio. I don't think so. I think we're gonna see him in the Australia and South America, and he is going to dominate those stages. Is he going to be the victorious one? Not sure about that. It's possible. Most likely won't happen. Depends on who else shows up. But is he going to look amazing and possibly the best Nathan Asha lately that we've seen? Better than 2019 editions. Yeah, I think I can say so. Let's go with the next update. So, I said I'm gonna mention the big 3, Big Ramy, William Bonac, and Dexter Jackson. And we do have a physique update, or more of a training update of Big Ramy. As you can see, his fans are filming him. He's in that gym in Ohio, he's training. It's not real training, he's not trying to improve his physique or to grow or anything like that. He's just depleting his muscle of glycogen so it can actually carb up a little better. And he's carbing up, I'm sure, for a couple of days before this show. Actually, I'm not sure how he's doing things, but he's coached by Chad Nichols. And Chad Nichols is that dry out coach. So he is the expert for that peak week. He's known for that. And based on Big Ramy's face that we can see right here in this physique update, or face update, where he is actually holding Josh Nartowitz's baby, and I'm gonna talk about Josh as well. Big Ramy's face looks built. He looks in great condition. That's sure at this point. Look at his face. Have you ever seen Big Ramy looking like this? I have never seen his face looking like this. He really looks depleted, but yet full. His face looks sucked in, but his arms are looking huge, and he is definitely big. It's not gonna be just another year of medium Ramy or a small Ramy or whatever. It's gonna be Big Ramy, alright? It's gonna be Big Ramy with better conditioning than before. So we can expect an easy win for Big Ramy. It's in the bag, guys, it's in the bag. Just look at that face. The face never lies. The face never lies. Last year at the Mr. Olympia, it was obvious who is in shape, who is not. We saw Rolly Winkler, and his face and his forearms and his arms looked pretty fat, pretty watery, and that was the case. At the Mr. Olympia, he was watery. The same thing with Arnold Classic. And here you can see that Big Ramy is dry. He's dry, and he has a lot of muscle. So it's obvious Big Ramy is bringing really good shape. Is it going to be the best shape of Big Ramy? Who the hell knows? We still have to wait a couple of hours, basically, to see. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to that. And guys, stay tuned to this channel. I'm gonna make a recap after the competition is over. But I can be pretty confident at this point and say that Big Ramy is winning the show. And no, it's not gonna be William Bonac, who is going to be the second place, of course, who also looks really good. Here is him, of course, with the great Ronnie Coleman. And you can see that William Bonac is definitely full. He is definitely bringing the fullness. In his recent interview with Muscular Development, he said that he is going to be fuller than before, right? He said he's going to be fuller than last year. Last year, he was really full at the Arnold. And he says he's bringing the better fullness. He's going to be fuller. That's going to be crazy. And he says he's going to have better details in the quads. So imagine that. That's going to be an epic version of William Bonac. But honestly, the reason why I don't have him winning is simply because he's a small guy. He's a short guy. Compared to Big Ramy, he's going to look like a child. He's going to be absolutely dwarfed. So that's the reason. That's the only reason. If Big Ramy doesn't come conditioned enough, he can lose the show, but that's not going to happen. Big Ramy doesn't have to be sliced and diced like Bonac has to be. He can be just a little bit off and still win because he's just much bigger. And to be the winner of a bodybuilding show on a pro scene, you do need size. Size is definitely a huge factor. William Bonac has the size, but only for his frame. And his frame is not the largest frame of all time, let's be real. And as far as that third spot that I have reserved for Dexter Jackson, I wish I had a physique update for you guys, but I don't. I do have this face update, but hey, this is the blade. This is Dexter Jackson. The conditioning is not going to be the problem, but I do have some info for you. If you watched the recent George Farah muscular development interview, who is actually the coach of Dexter, he said that Dexter's stomach, his midsection, started looking much better. He's not gonna have a bubble gut or anything of a sort. His stomach is going to look like it looked when he was 20 or 30. That's what George Farah has to say. Is it true or not? We're gonna see very soon. But as far as the conditioning, Dexter never really missed the mark. His worst conditioning was probably Mr. Olympia 2018, but still it was pretty good conditioning. He was beaten by Big Ramy that show, and Big Ramy was also very off. But if Big Ramy comes off like that again, and if Dexter repeats his Tampa Pro 2019 or Mr. Olympia 2019 shape, he's going to beat Big Ramy. Yeah, but that's not going to happen really. We can see that Big Ramy is bringing it this time around. Dexter is definitely bringing it, but he has some weaknesses because of his age. Yeah, and that's why he can't beat William Bonac and Big Ramy, but he definitely can beat everybody else in the lineup. Who else is there? So let's check the other guys. Alright, we have a very recent Steve Kuclo update, last year's top 5 Mr. Olympia finisher, and this year I'm having him in the top 6. He is bringing the conditioning. This guy is underrated. He's not very much talked about. He doesn't have the prettiest structure, but he has the conditioning, he has the muscle, all he needs, he has the symmetry, he has the proportions. He doesn't have those deep cuts, deep separations that would make his muscle look more alive. If he had that, he would be the Mr. Olympia or something like that, right? He would do much better. But as for now, I do have him in the top 6 for sure. It's going to be 4th place, 5th place, everybody wants I'm not sure to see. But is that he top in the top 6 or even top 4? I can pretty much guarantee maybe even win the Arnold Classic. And that is this man right here, Patrick Moore. Here you can see him in this front double bicep standing next to the Arnold Classic statue, and he looks big, he looks dry, those biceps are looking very peaky, and he is going to do great. Now, in this recent interview of his also at the MD, he said that he was doing less cardio, much less cardio than last year, and he expects to be much bigger than last year. Now, if that really happens, then we're gonna see some surprise from this guy. Can he really crack the top 6? Sure, yeah, he can crack the top 6. I cannot see anything problematic with that. I think it's possible, yeah. Top 4? Not very likely. It's a bit, harder for it to happen, but it's possible. It's still possible. Win the show? I don't see that happening. Come on. Beat Big Ramy, William Bonac, and Dexter. That's a long shot. I don't see that happening, but is it a possibility? Sure, anything is possible, really. So we'll see. Let's just wait a couple of more hours and we'll see. In this series of interviews, I watched this one. I just watched it with Chad Nichols. He was basically talking only about Big Ramy. And what he said is that Big Ramy was 310 pounds. 310, guys. 310 pounds last night. And that's before completely carving up. So we can expect to see Big Ramy at 315, 310, and that's gonna be amazing considering the fact that Chad said that they were actually focusing on conditioning. Big Ramy said the same thing pretty much. So imagine that, Big Ramy at 320, 320 pounds, God, and conditioned more than ever. That's gonna be amazing, guys. Let's wait and see this. I'm super excited about it. As I said, I'm gonna mention Josh Lenartowicz, so here I am doing so. You can see his new physique update of his legs, and those legs are looking dry as hell. Really, really dry legs. He is bringing the conditioning that he didn't bring last year. Will he bring the size? That's the question. Last year he had so much size, but the conditioning was not at this level. This year, oh yeah, it's gonna be, baby. It's gonna be really good conditioning. Can he crack the top 4? Yes, he can. Can he win the Arnold? No, he cannot. That's what I think. But top 6, top 4, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I was expecting him to be worse than this, to be a little bit more watery because of all the troubles that he had. But yeah, he didn't bring the size, I would say, as it was last year. But more importantly, he brought the conditioning, and it looks amazing. And we are ending this video with an unfortunate story about Lionel Biecki, who is not gonna be at the Arnold Classic. This guy was a wild card with his shape, with his symmetry, with his development proportions and everything. If he brought the conditioning, he could have won the show or placed really, really high. But, he never really did it before, and now he's not gonna do it because he cannot come and compete. Was he conditioned though? Was that not the issue? Could have he been, the best shape of his life at this Arnold? We will not know. Hopefully we will see him at the Australia or South America, but unfortunately not at the Ohio. It really sucks, but it is what it is. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. All the physique updates that we have at hours out of Arnold Classic 2020. I'm super excited. I hope you are too. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, guys, and subscribe to this channel for more bodybuilding news, predictions, analysis, all kinds of bodybuilding stuff. So guys, stay here, subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and all the best. Bye bye.